Welcome back to the What's Cooking Show. Again, we have our own Jason Huguet with the Steamboat Warehouse in Washington. He's making us a wonderful crawfish dish today. Jason, take it over again.
Okay, so very simple. Butter. We do this all the time in Cajun country. Butter, garlic, onions, bell pepper. Simple. We also sacrificed a handful of our crawfish, probably a bit less than half a pound. Don't have to do that, but it makes it. You'll see in the end the difference. So next step is we're going to turn this down a little bit first, Joey.
Okay.
Because we're going to make a white roux. And again, we've said this a few times before. What white roux, all a white roux is the first stage in when you're making a dark roux for a gumbo. First stage, you basically want to get the butter to absorb, or the flour to absorb all the butter. And when it's all incorporated, you basically have a white roux. The next step, of course, would be a blonde roux, which is a little bit darker. It's almost like a peanut butter color. So, different stages have different thickening powers. A white roux has a lot more thickening power than a normal dark roux. So we're going to go ahead and mix this well. If you can hand me that big ladle, Joey.
That big old sucker.
Yeah. We have some shellfish stock right now, and we're going to go ahead and add this to it one ladle at a time. And all we're looking for, right here we have about 2.5, 3 gallons of stock. But you can add as much or as little as you want. If you like a real thick soup, you can do that. And just not add as much. If you want it a little thinner, as more of a soup consistency, you can. But always remember, a bisque is a sort of a thicker, soup.
Right.
So you don't want it too thin. That's why in the recipe you'll see whenever it gets up online that I did put in there that you can basically add as much as you'd like.
Well, speaking about online, if you want to copy this recipe or any other recipes done here on the show, you can go to our website at kdcg.com or pass by either Big Wrigley store down in Opelousas, and if I'm there, I'll be glad to print up recipes, whatever you want. Several people have stopped me and they just want whatever I can give them a recipe. So it's fun. It's a nice way of helping people out, and they enjoy the show and everything. And we're really happy with that because we have a good time doing this show.
We have a lot of fun on this show, and if it doesn't show at home, we're going to tell you today we have a lot of fun here.
Yeah, a lot. We look forward to Tuesday mornings.
And I'm not gonna say it too much because I don't want to give my big head, but we do have a good camera crew here. That's it. That's all I'm saying. All right, now, Joey, we're gonna add a little bit of heavy cream, and this is always a very important part of a bisque, any type of bisque, cream-based soup. Basically, what we did was we made a velouté, and earlier with a white roux and a white stock is basically a velouté, and we're going to add a little bit of cream to it. Velouté is a classical French sauce.
Oh, okay.
It's one of the mother sauces, and you can basically add whatever you want to it to make derivatives of it.
Right. And you said that you use the shell stock, and explain to people how they can basically do that.
Shellfish stock is any kind of shellfish that is simmered and to make a nice little flavorful broth. You can use, if you're eating boiled crawfish tonight and you save some of the peelings or whatever, you could boil that. That would be a shellfish stock. If you're going to peel some fresh shrimp at home, if you want to do that, then you just save your shrimp shells. I kind of would stay away from the heads. A lot of times the heads makes it a little too strong. I like to use just the peelings of it itself. Boil that for about an hour and a half at the most. And you got this really, really flavorful shrimp broth. So anything you can get your hands on like that, you can, and it's very simple at home. Peel you some shrimp, put it in a pot.
Just boil it.
You could put a little salt here, you put a little seasonings. Sometimes people put parsley stems, black peppercorns, things like that to flavor it. You don't have to. Some people put fresh herbs in it. Again, you don't have to. You just want a basic stock at home, and we made it here. I mean, it's real easy. So we're pretty much done right here. We're just gonna let it go ahead and simmer just for a little bit. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna add some seasoning to the dish.
And it really doesn't take that long to cook at all, huh, Jason?
No, not at all. We have a little bit of red pepper here, and for people at home, when I make any kind of items at the Steamboat, I don't really like to. We make our own all-purpose seasoning, but I don't like to use it or any of those in the stores because when I have a dish and I need to add salt, I want to be able to add salt to it. If I have a dish and I want to be able to, if it needs pepper only, I can add pepper. So
Right.
an all-purpose seasoning, if you need pepper, you gotta add more salt with it because it's all in there. So I don't like that. So we're gonna go ahead, put just a little touch of salt. Be careful because depending on what kind of shellfish you use, your stock could have a little natural salt content to it. So just be careful with that. Taste it first. You don't ever want to over salt it because then you just gotta throw it in the trash.
Right, yeah, just ruin the whole dish. And that's not good, especially when you're using fresh Louisiana
Yes.
seafood like we do.
And we're gonna add just a touch more. And again, at home you can stir a little while. Give it a chance to come up to temp, so that way you'll see how thick it's gonna get before you start adding more. So basically we're gonna have this right here. And since we got not too much time left, if you go ahead and cut the fire off, Joey, and add me that little small ladle. And I'm gonna plate, well, excuse me. Let's add our fresh crawfish tails. Very pretty. And if you want to at home, you could add this at the very end right before people come. You do have your crawfish in there, you sacrifice, so that way you can, you'll have the crawfish flavor in it. So right now we're gonna take a little bit of it. This is the cup that we would serve at the steamboat, right here. But if you'll hand me the other, bowl, it's hard to reach over there. This would be the one we would serve for me and you.
That's my kind of bowl there.
Nice large bowl. So you go ahead and we'll probably put a little bit of green onions in here. And just for a little bit of garnish, since we use a little bit of thyme in our dish, you can go ahead and put a little bit of our fresh sprigs that came out of the herb garden this morning. We can do this with it, just something like that, and just kind of make it look nice.
Very nice. You can put that right there. Sure will. All right, that's a delicious dish that Jason's done for us. And now get ready because we're going to go into a quick commercial and come back with that special recipe.